Hello and welcome to another edition of BSMtv. We're coming to you from the Retail IT VAR of the Future show floor in Las Vegas. I'm Jim Roddy, the president of Jameson Publishing and Business Solutions magazine, and I have with me Greg Dixon, the CTO and technology evangelist for ScanSource. Hello again, Greg.
Hello, Jim. Good to be here.
Good. We tend to talk to each other a lot in front of a camera recorder.
That's fine.
So what I want to talk to you about, Greg, is we just came out of the as-a-service breakout panel, and we had standing room only, and you and I have talked about as-a-service for years when maybe we're the only two people talking about it. And how does it make you feel now that you have so many people who are interested in it and they're engaged in it and they see it as a real viable alternative? You have successful resellers who are doing the as-a-service model to point to.
I am encouraged. I'm encouraged that there are a few hundred people here, all of whom want to hear the story, and they have great questions. In our session this morning, I heard so many really good questions for people who wanted to know the details of how do you make money at this. And so, as a distributor, that's our job, is to enable and empower resellers. And our primary job is to represent our vendor community, but there are times when our vendors don't have answers to this either, and it's left to the distributor to come up with answers. And so we've been busy developing answers to this question, and so I'm enthusiastic about the fact that a lot of people are ready to do this. I think the time is now, and the next steps are, how do we get on with this?
And so I guess, what are some of those next steps? I mean, there are programs that you're offering, the point of sale as a service, which was really loud and cool to see that managed services at your distributor conference a couple months ago. What steps can folks take to actually make this a reality for their business?
Well, our job is to make it simple and accessible and not complex. So we're developing a whole suite of as-a-service offerings, ScanSource as-a-service suite. And so, as the name implies, there will be a whole lot of things that will fall into this bucket. It should be no surprise what's in there once you get inside, right? And so, one of the conversations we've seen here so much this week is what people will call hardware as a service. It's a little bit of a misnomer, and I'm not sure who made that term up, but the fact is, there really is a leasing company at the heart of this thing. It has to be someone with some deep pockets. It shouldn't be the distributor, and it can't be the VAR. It has to be a third party. And so what we've been able to do as a distributor is through our relationships with traditional leasing companies, is to develop a whole new program around what they offer, to be able to offer the hardware on a monthly bill, but also to be able to add to that monthly bill any as-a-service software offerings, any managed services that the reseller might want to provide, add those things to the bill, have the end user pay one monthly bill, have it be remitted upstream, and actually now we're asking resellers, how do you want to be paid for this? That's a strange question from a distributor, but that's where we're going with it. And so, as we do that, though, the sort of lost brilliance on all of this, though, is that because there's a leasing company involved, the reseller gets the profit on the hardware component up front, which helps them with their cash flow issues. A lot of these things that there was no good answer for, gives them with a cash bump up front, but it also gives them a monthly recurring revenue model, which is going to be essential for survivability here. Yeah. It's just where we are.
So the interest rate, not like the technical interest rate, but the interest in this subject has kind of warmed up, and now we're starting to see it grow. Do you think the adoption rate is going to be the same way? Like, VARs are going to just be kicking around, maybe try the as-a-service thing? Is that how you think this is going to go, or is there going to be a big tidal wave?
The fact is that no VAR wants to intentionally cannibalize their existing business model. I'm not sure I would. Even though I know that's where I have to go, but I'm not going to go there any faster than I have to be there. And so, as I go, if I'm a VAR and I go into a potential client, I'm not going to lead with this. I'm not going to lead with monthly recurring, but whatever. I'm going to say, we have solutions. We have solutions we can provide you to solve your problems. Here's the way this is going to work. And then the thing I would lead with is a managed services approach, because that end user is, I guarantee you, they're getting that answer from somebody else already, from their IT provider, whoever that is. So I would lead with the solution. I would, and in my leading conversation, it would have some managed services oriented discussion in there. And then as the customer asks for cloud solutions, well, of course I can give you a cloud solution. If they ask me for payment options, well, of course we have payment options that we can provide you. And so the question now becomes to the end user, how would you like for us to deliver your hardware? How would you like for us to deliver your software? How would you like for us to deliver your services? And then secondly, how would you like to pay for those things?
Yeah. Great info, and I'm glad you're encouraged as well.
I am, greatly.
Mike Monticello and I started off our first interview here from the Retail IT VAR of the Future and saying, like, I'm really encouraged to see people who are really ahead of the curve on a lot of these technologies and the business models. So.
I am. A few hundred. We need a few thousand, and then we're going to need a 10,000.
A few hundred first,
That's
and then
next,
we move on.
hey, next year's show, right?
Well, thanks for putting the pressure on us.
Great, you're there.
Wonderful.
You can do it.
Greg Dixon from ScanSource, thank you very much, and thank you for watching another episode of BSMtv from the show floor at the Retail IT VAR of the Future.